I'm going to treat the first 10 seconds of this story like we're in AA. Hello, my name is Bryan, and I don't like dogs. I don't like them. I've never liked them. I would go as far to say hate. No, I would say that. I do. I hate dogs. They're not very nice. I don't get it. I don't know why you have to follow them around and pick up their shit. I've never understood how you have a connection with one personally. All right? I don't understand how people will travel to Colorado to get them fixed. I've never had that connection to a four-legged furry thing in my life. I don't get it. And it all had to start somewhere. It started when I was 4 years old. I was standing behind a bar, because that's where you are when you should be 4 years old. You should be behind a bar at your parents' friend's house because those friends are moving out of town. I'm 4 years old. I remember this. I remember standing behind the bar and looking at all the shiny bottles and knowing that I'm not allowed to have any because that's what mommy and daddy said. You're not allowed to have any. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting sick from being behind this bar. So I walk out from behind the bar and I look up the stairs. Up the stairs is a dog. And that dog is bounding down the stairs. This dog's name is Ralph. He is a St. Bernard. He is somewhere over 100 pounds, and he is much larger than 4-year-old Bryan. All right? And Ralph comes bounding down the stairs and does not stop, does not see little Bryan, and knocks me right over. And there's crying and there's screaming, and Ralph has no idea because he's licking my face and doesn't realize that that's making it worse and worse and worse. So I think that's where it started. I think that's where my dislike of dogs started. It was when I was 4 years old and Ralph ran me over on the stairs. Now, we never had dogs growing up. My mom didn't want one. My dad didn't want one. My brother always wanted one, but he was younger than me, and we all got to tell him to shut up. No, we're not getting one. Now, I get to go through life and pretty much avoid them. My friends who have them, I don't go to their house. I just don't go to Steve's house because I know that his dog is going to be there and I don't want to be there with that dog. The first time I encountered a dog and decided, okay, let me see if I can do this. I was 22 years old before that happened. And this dog was about yay big. It was a golden retriever, but it was only like 10 weeks old or something. My friend, your friend and mine, Thomas LaForgia, who isn't here tonight, I'm sad about that, had gotten a new dog, America's dog. His name is Beckett. He lives on Beaver Street. He's one of the greatest dogs of all time, all right? But he was yay big, and he was this little shit, and he was running around the house, and he hopped up on my lap, and I said, okay, Bryan, you can do this. And I grabbed him by the ears, and I said, listen, you, I don't like your kind, but we're gonna be cool, okay? And then he fucked off. Awesome. From this day, from that day to this day, I walk up and I see Beckett, and he comes up to me, and I can take a paw, and I can pet his head, and for 10 seconds we're cool, and then he fucks off, which is the best relationship I can have with a dog. Now, I'm going to introduce you to a concept that I like to call price of admission. It's not my word, all right, but it's the price of admission to a relationship. Now, relationships have all sorts of prices of admission, all right? Some prices of admission mean that maybe you have a kid from a previous relationship, and your partner, in order to be with you, has to be okay with that. Maybe it's some weird fetish. Maybe it's being non-monogamous. Maybe it's I eat a ton of chips, and so you have to be okay with that in order to get into this relationship. Well, the relationship that I'm in now has a very serious price of admission for me. And that price of admission are called Henry and Hickory. Henry is a 35, 40-ish pound American Eskimo that has more fluff than any dog you've ever seen in your life. And Hickory is a Labradoodle who can stand up and put his paws on my shoulders. He's a large beast. All right, and in order to be in this relationship, my most successful relationship to date, which is pretty feckin' cool, all right, I have to be nice to these dogs. These dogs have to sleep in my bed. These dogs, I have to take them out for walks, and they will drag me along the street. But let me tell you what. For the life of me, this relationship is worth it. And I found myself in the course of having to care for these dogs, actually caring for these dogs. Large Hickory was in a photo shoot the other day, which you will all see at some point. He had to jump off a dock. It was adorable. And I stood there, and I could not shut up about how proud I was that my dog got to this photo shoot and acted like a total pro. He jumped off that dock 10, 20, 30 times. He chased after the tennis ball the whole time. I'm sitting there, I'm like near tears thinking about how proud I am of this dog. I have been broken. And yet every morning I wake up and go, oh, fuck! Hickory, stop it. Henry, stop. You're too close. I am scared to death of them to this day. If they nip at the back of my legs, if they bark a little bit too loud, I am scared to death of them. But this price of admission was well worth it. And these dogs are the best four-legged fluffy things I've ever met. Thank you.